Wah, 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 wah. Hello, hello, hello. Guys, I have a very special stream for you today. Okay? Oh, that's my laptop. Wait, let me put it on the floor actually. Hang on. Ugh. I'm kidding. I paid too much money for this. Hang on. Okay. 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 Guys, today I have a very special stream for you. We will get to behind 8 doors, don't you fret. Okay, we'll get there. I cluttered Raphael's bed off stream, so she's looking cute. You know what I mean? I'll show you what I mean in approximately 45 minutes. Why? Why 45 minutes? Because, my dear lovely Twitch viewers, because TikTok doesn't get to see this, I am bringing back, well, not really, I never really like stopped it, but it's just not a series I do very often. If you are new here, which most of you are, if you are not OG Isabel Chu's Twitch stream watchers, okay, you don't know this, but for the ones who are, you may remember a little series that I occasionally do. I used to do it a little more often, but not so much anymore, called Going on a Tangent. So if you're wondering what GoaT means, that's what it is. It used to be called I'm Going on a Tangent, so it was I GoaT, but then I thought just GoaT was better. Anyways, that's what we're doing today. That's what we're doing today. And now there's a 1.5 minute ad break, so I gotta figure out how I want it. I don't want to explain it while people are stuck in ads, if they are. It's like being stuck in traffic, you know. Really, it's really not. But anyways, I'm gonna hold, actually. I'll hold. I'll wait. Oh my god, did I give any of you guys flashbacks to being in school? Anyways, so, I need to get a stopwatch because I've been timing myself on this presentation. So the reason why I'm bringing back I'm Going on a Tangent for today is because, hang on. I have to make sure of something. Because I know one of the people that cannot see this, I think they're working today. So I need to make sure they actually are, so that they can't watch this. Oh no! Oh no, they called in. Okay, I don't think they're watching, but if they are, turn it off. Turn away. I don't think they're watching. Basically, welcome back from the ads. Okay, so basically the reason why I bring back Going on a Tangent, not bringing back, but we're doing a Going on a Tangent today, is because I'm doing a PowerPoint night on Monday with some of my friends. That's right, I have friends. Anyways, so I forgot what I was saying. Okay, so we're doing a Going on a Tangent, and today I'm going to practice my PowerPoint for PowerPoint night for all of you, so then, because I can. And am I doing this because it's about Regulus Dark Age from Bards of New York, and I'm going to turn this into a TikTok and hope that Bards of New York notices me? Maybe, but the most important thing is that the people who are going to be at the PowerPoint night are not watching right now, and I sincerely hope they aren't, because they're spoilers. But I know they're good and honest people, even though one of them is allegedly, according to some people in the group, a known liar. But that, I've never said that. I don't personally, like, really believe it, but it is something that is said. I'm a little too new to this friend group to really be making claims like that, you know what I mean? My PR team is actually in my ear right now telling me that I should stop talking about that before I start getting in legal trouble. So we're gonna I am the PR team. So today I'm going to be practicing my PowerPoint. Okay, I have my script here. Just like our usual Going on a Tangents, I print out my script because it helps me. And we're just gonna go through it, and we're all gonna learn about Regulus Dark Age together. Except, massive spoiler warnings. Okay, so just huge spoiler warnings if you haven't watched Regulus Dark Age. And after this, you should still watch Regulus Dark Age. If anything, this should convince you to watch Regulus Dark Age, because I had to cut so much out. This presentation is about half an hour long when I'm speed talking, not including the video clips I put in, which we will also watch, because I'm gonna give you all the full experience. We're gonna practice together, okay? But yeah, so huge spoiler warning, but also watch it anyway, because I cut a lot out, including a magical cocaine addiction. I did not include that in my presentation, so if you want to know what that means, you're gonna have to go watch the show. Okay, so here's my presentation. Do we like it? Isn't it beautiful? Why is my cursor over there? I don't know what's happening with that, whatever. I made it out of a template and I changed the colors so it was Regulus Dark Age colors. So I have my stopwatch here. I have my presentation or my script, and if whoever's going to be at the PowerPoint night for whatever reason is watching right now, I don't think they are, turn it off if you are. I don't think they're watching, but I know one of them follows me, so hopefully they've turned it off. You can come back when I start playing Sims, but in fact, if you are watching, which I really hope you're not right now, if you are watching, text me, and then I'll text you when it's Sims time, since you... I mean, obviously this person called out just to watch my streams. Guys, I know someone from one of my regulars is about to pop in like halfway through this and be like, what is going on? But my regulars are usually in my they're all my Discord, so I put in my Discord what I was doing today. So join the Discord. Oh my gosh, I didn't talk about why I'm not snatching organs today. Okay, real quick. I'll talk, you know what? No, I'll explain when I go live on TikTok, because I'm gonna go live on TikTok when we start playing Sims. But anyways, here we go. I'm gonna give it a second in case. I really don't think she's watching, but just in case they are, I'm scared. Okay, let me put my cursor away. Let me make sure this, okay, spoilers. Okay, again, spoiler warning for Regulus Dark Age, but also I cut out so much because I had to fit this into like about half an hour. So we're just practicing for my PowerPoint night again, for anyone who might not know. I have my stopwatch here. And if any questions come up, please save them for the end of the lecture. Thank you. Okay. I've been practicing this every day, like for real, and timing it every time. I don't know why I'm nervous. Okay, here we go. I haven't done one of these in so long. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. This is Regulus Dark Age, poorly explained by me, Isabel Choose. Follow me. Okay, here's the table of contents. As you can see, we have a lot going on. All right, so Dark Age is the third installment of the Regulus trilogy, which is set in Regulus Prime, which you can see here. Regulus is made up of 3 sections. The Prime, where the people are, the Fated Realm, where the magic stems from, and the Hearth, the Sun, and the Moon. The Hearth is where the gods of the Crucible are, and the Moon is where the gods of the Eclipse are. However, Regulus is currently in the era of dimmed heavens. The gods haven't been seen or heard from in the last millennium. The sun doesn't shine as brightly as before, and the moon, on the rare occasions when it's visible, is only a crescent at most. Okay? Remember that. Book 1, Sand and Starlight. We begin in Fullaria at the founding branch of the Copper Legion, a mercenary corps. To join, you must pass an exam usually held once every 5 years. But one of their previous D-rank leaders went missing, causing a bunch of legionnaires to leave. So they're holding another exam 2 years early, and the examinees include Sal Monjabank, played by Woody, Sinova Leandra, played by Hannah, Iscari are essentially a branch of elves and Regulus, because Will does a lot of homebrewing. My husband, Jean-Baptiste Beaumont, played by Kyle. We've talked about him on stream before. Bubbles Bathington, played by Dan, and my wife, Alis Irvaron, played by John. We've also talked about her a lot on stream before. And Katari Endcrafter, played by Will, the DM, and Winter Cameron, one of their mods, for 1 episode. The exam begins with a welcome speech where the new D-rank leader, Harim, Lord Harim, is introduced. The examiners are put into teams with everyone minus Katari making up Team A. Their contract is to clear out the rat-infested Sunsalt mine and return with core salt. To cross the desert, Stablemaster Zaris teaches them how to ride his dune hogs, but Sal suggests hitching them up to a rat raft instead. So they go to an old temple for some wood to build a raft, but the raft makes Alis hungry, so she decides to go be angsty on the beach. And inside the temple, the book Sinov carries on her hip vibrates, and in it is a message from Stella, who Sinov believes is the one true god. Eventually, they go check on Alis, who tries to eat Sinov's book after a creepy voice in her head tells her to, and Sal has to knock her out to stop her. They build the raft to begin the 8-hour trip to the mine. When they get there, they learn the rats are human-sized and can speak. After fighting some, they go on a minecart ride that ends in a gaping hole. They have to jump. I forgot about how much I swear in this. Sal poops himself. Then they find the Rat Queen's corpse trapped in the center of a giant green salt crystal. Naturally, they all touch it, dispersing its pure magic and energy. Personally, I would have licked it. They meet the Will of Udin, the god of force, who tells them they must prevent the progeny from returning before their time and to trust in Sentinel. They wake up outside of the mine with core salt, the sigil of aeons marking each of them, and a new magical connection to one another, including the ability to communicate telepathically. Ignore that. That's not a part of the presentation. Then Team B tries to sabotage them, and they fight. Alis goes down, and an Oogie Boogie Man takes her place. It attacks the other team engine cop. I have to keep going because I'm timing this. Then Harim, too late, Harim pulls up in his skyship. Sinov tries to help Alis, but when she gets close, she enters an extraplanar space with Alis and the Zolarian, who offers them a deal. He gives Sinov a black marble that can dispel magic, and Alis a strand of nothingness that can disintegrate something once. I probably don't need to be shouting this loud, though. Eventually, everyone boards Harim's ship, and they learn that Verena, the previous D-rank leader, went missing after seeing symbols in the sky. He takes out a big rock with a sigil of aeons and 6 symbols symbols carved into it. Longing, temperance, beauty, knowledge, solace, and regret. And yes, I have them memorized. The next morning, they're forced to wake by Aloysius, one of Hareem's automatons, saying Hareem has an emergency. The Chubb family farm, Hareem's dearest friends, is under attack. Upon arriving, they see Welby Chubb. Oh, I forgot to hit that. Welby Chubb, played by Eli, fending off a death cult. Once combat is over, they enjoy a Chubb family meal, where Welby says he'll tag along to the exam since he needs more frolly lollies, which grow in the rusted tube. Sonov checks on a cultist they captured, and she tells him to pray to Stella, who's the person in the picture, and mean it. When he does, her book flies open and he bursts into light. When the light fades, he's bald with zero memories of his past. He's bald! The next morning, exam 2 begins, where they have to mine copper from the rusted tube. They solve some puzzles, fight some envies, and gather some frolly lollies and orichalcum, a stone used to upgrade their sigil abilities. When they reach the final chamber, they try to mine the copper surrounding the tube of the Forgotten King, which wakes the envy of the Forgotten King. They fight, get the copper, and return to the entrance of the tube. Then a bunch of shadows surround Sal, and he's yoinked by Keno Kiro. The Dalarai are another branch of the Elvenon, and this is the only time Drew makes an appearance in Dark Age outside the spin-off series Sons of Uthevenon. That night, Alis and Bubbles, who both use a piece of orichalcum, have dreams where they're told 2 have been taken, find the rest. Bubbles tries to privately tell Sonov and Alis about his dream while standing in a public courtyard. Katari joins the conversation, and it somehow turns into Katari and Sonov making a deal. Katari will be nice if Sonov will learn about Asalatosh, where these Skari originate from. Then they go to the Armory Tower and meet Damien Bishop, the blacksmith. Sonov asks for a tiara, Bubbles a lens for a spell harness, and JB gloves. But what does Alis want? Bracers? Braces? Nope. Skeletal replacement surgery. As Damien's hammering away, replacing Alis's bones with copper, Alis is pulled back into the seat of entropy, that extra planar space where the Delirian offers to make them the strongest that there ever will be. Alis agrees, and her skeleton is engulfed, in ichor before the copper encases it, binding her and the Delirian. Then Hurry gives them their first secret mission, retrieving a keystone from the privateers on a train from Sulavara to Faleria. I can read. He forges a contract as a cover, and they plan to leave the next day. However, that night they wake up to this thing, calling Alis mother. 4 Witchbreed and some weird fog seep into the barracks. Sonov and some NPCs get gooped, and after the Witchbreed leave, JB runs to get Dr. Iridia Thane, an Illithid who insists she isn't a medical professional. The next morning, they begin their contract. As they're traveling, another vessel appears. Turns out they're from Sonov's home, and they're here to capture her for re-education. Sonov's like, drop JB! But they end up fighting them, and as they're fighting, a figure suddenly appears on the enemy raft. It's Sonov's sister, Lenore, played by Rachel. After defeating the enemy raft, Sonov says she was supposed to treat Lenore like she's dead because she's kicked out of the community. Lenore says she would have been dead. I wrote dead bin. Would have been dead if she hadn't been saved by her god V. So Stella tells Sonov she is lying, he is false. Pause. I need to fix that. I wrote Sonov says she was... Lenore says she would have dead been. That's just not good grammar. Been dead. I actually really like this pen. It's like, it feels cheap like holding it, but it writes, I like how it writes. Anyway, I'm not gonna say what pen it is because we don't do free advertising here. I say while actively advertising for free this amazing actual play podcast that everyone should watch. Anyways, she is lying, he is false. Did I say that? Well, I've said it now. Okay, start. In Sulavara, Ahray, Gleaner, Euphoria, and her pterodactyl terrier are waiting for them. They learned there was an incident in Uthevenon where Alis is from. The next morning, JB and Bubbles head to the train station where they learn another Copper Legion group has purchased tickets. They get the ticket seller to give them 6 for the price of 1 by saying, I forgot to click it, by saying it'll be his fault if people die on the train. That's like basically what they say. Meanwhile, the girls head to the jail to ask about the incident. Stella freaks out at the torchbearer, that green guy, guarding it, giving Sonov a migraine, and Lenore is teleported away by V for some work. So Alis ends up going alone and learns that purge of unknown cause had occurred. Spoilers, it was her. Everyone boards the train and Lenore suddenly appears. They investigate and end up trapped in a train car with a group including a turtle named Smythe, an orc named Roddy, and a high elf named Nostrum. There's a few others, but they're just the ones I specifically named. Smythe reveals they're a part of Sentinel. Remember that? Do you remember what Sentinel is? Okay, Alis draws the sigil of Aeons and is like, have you seen this? And Smythe is like, darn, we were told to avoid you. Bye. Nostrum teleports to the roof, Bubbles follows, and that's where we learn that Bubbles is a big fat liar. His real name is Thegus, and Nostrim's name is also Thegus, and they're a part of the Seekers. There's a super epic train fight, and towards the end, Smythe gives JB the keystone before falling off the train. I keep forgetting to click, guys. I'm sorry. Then Alis gets sneak attacked by a sentinel named Kelivor, who carves the sentinel symbol through her torso before slitting her throat. I'm trying not to peek my mic, but I know I am. I'm very sorry. I'm just getting very excited. The train is swallowed in a black void, and the Zilurian tells Alis he's gonna eat everybody. Alis tells him not to hurt any of her friends or any Elvanod. When everything finally settles, there are 25 husks on the train, and they need to do some serious damage control. To start, Sinov makes an announcement.
Attention, survivors.
Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Survivor. Come on in, guys.
Unfortunately,
Casualties have happened.
This is sterile.
But congratulations, you have survived.
Oh, Jesus. My God.
My
Deepest condolences to any who are injured. And yes, I have this memorized. Okay. As they travel back to Valyria, Thegus reveals that he is a seeker of time from Mobio, a city on a completely different planet, which you would know what Mobio is if you also watched Ballad of the Nightmare Crew. Anyway, it's all connected. Anyway, where am I? He asks them to continue acting like he's Bubbles Bathington in public. When they finally reach Valyria, they agree to blame the train incident on Sentinel. On the heirloom, they tell Harim that Sentinel attacked them. They also place the keystone into the big rock and some stuff happens. Then they hear Bertrand shouting for them to meet her in her office. Upon entering, they see a large statue holding an orichalcum spear, but they don't have time to think about it because she's yelling at them. They tell her it was Sentinel's fault and she orders them to lay low and not to mention Sentinel until she figures out what it is. Lenore's yoinked to the Faded Realm where a guy named Sethius is waiting. Thegus goes to talk with Iridia. He reveals he can speak her brain language and she's like, wow, that's hot. And then he tells her all about his secret identity. Katari decides to snoop in Sinov's book while she's sleeping. Sinov wakes up and lunges for her. JB wakes up, knocks Katari out, hog-ties her, then they go back to sleep. Meanwhile, Alis is communicating with the Zilurian at the old temple. He wants Alis to help him reunite with the World Wound, one of the 3 fragments he'd been split into. Alis agrees and wakes to find her arm wreathed in 3 root-like birthmarks. Other stuff happens in the entire time. A weird storm is forming in the distance. Sinov asks Damien about it, and he's like, what storm? Turns out, despite Team A being the only people who can see it, the storm's real and is full of Alis's children, who begin dropping into the courtyard. As they fight, the beacon sign of longing flashes in the sky with the possibility to connect to it. Thegus decides to grip it and rip it, and a massive wave of magical energy erupts as a voice says to find them at the Lighthouse of Longing. Bertram wakes up, and she is pissed. She orders them to meet her in her office at dawn, and now they must decide. Stay and face the consequences, or steal the orichalcum spear and dip. They decide to steal the spear. Alis and Thegus sneak up to Bertrand's office, and Thegus teleports in. He finds a folder with the Sentinel symbol on it, and takes it before going for the spear. Sinov and JB return to the barracks because Sinov wants to untie Katari. Katari says Sinov's lessons aren't over, so she's coming with them. Back in Bertrand's office, the spear scrapes against the statue, and Bertrand immediately wakes up. Thegus teleports out the window with the spear, telepathically telling the others to catch him, but nobody's out there, so he just, like, hits the ground. Then finally, they reach... Nope, I skipped it. Eventually, everyone makes it onto the heirloom, including Lenore, who suddenly drops out of a hole in the sky. Thegus gives the folder to Harim, and they finally reach the Lighthouse of Longing. And Iris scans them, sharing their birth names and origins, and the door opens. They unlock the first chamber with the spear, where they meet a hologram of who Seraphia, Herald of Longing, once was. They do more puzzles in combat, and importantly, they free the Spirit of Hope in the Veil of Unbinding. When they reach who the Herald of Longing has become, they fight her and her Ori drones. Thegus dies, and the Spirit of Hope revives him, connecting their magics. After defeating the Herald, she passes her beacon onto the group. They call Harim, and there's a large ripple of energy that knocks everyone out but Thegus. Harim, backstabber Harim, takes the beacon from Thegus, and reveals that he's bringing it to the Court of the Star, the inner circle of the head of Uthamadon, Era Harel. He collapses the chamber on top of the group, and that is Book 1. Book 2, Courting the Divine. Thegus wakes the others by slapping them with fish and tells them what happened. A projection of the Herald of Knowledge shoots out of their sigils, and the Herald helps them return to the Veil of Unknowing. As they try to find a way out, an Ori drone with a dent in his head flies up to JB named Gold, and Thegus gets to know Hope. Suddenly, oh, that was a spoiler. Hang on, pretend you didn't see that. This is why I'm practicing. Suddenly, a hole opens in the ceiling. A figure slides out on a rope and introduces herself as Verena. Let me make a note for myself not to click there. Guys, this is why I'm practicing. This is why I'm practicing. Don't click. Okay. Okay. Where was I? She takes them back to Valyria and says they were missing for over a week. Spearhold Keep is now an encampment, and the town is walled in as a weird fog has settled over it. They meet with Bertrand, who reveals that the Copper Legion is a cover for Sentinel, the protectors of the lighthouses. She also says that the trade created a plague and the group needs to clear it out. The next day, they head into town and come across a bunch of civilians behind a barricade with Witchbreed attacking them. They fight the Witchbreed, and Snove begins herding civilians out. A civilian thanks her and she touches his shoulder with some magic for pizzazz, so he shaves his head and says, "For the light," as one does. Once they get the civilians out, they turn back to the fog, and a very ominous voice ripples through that says, "You slay your own young, misbegotten fools. Come hither, we wish to meet you." That's my ominous man voice. I mean, it's not necessarily a man, but anyway. On the way, the group runs into another carrier of light, fending off Witchbreed. After helping, the ominous voice is like, "Hello, are you coming or what?" They reach the train, and it's like kind of alive now, and inside is a creature that calls itself Penance. They fight, it shifts from penance to purpose as it and Alis are compelled to duel, and Alis wins, slurping up all of its negative energy. But JB doesn't like that and tries to interfere, getting caught in the negative energy. Negative energy spools out of Alis's Oogie Boogie arm, wrapping her in a cocoon, and JB's leg is now Oogie Boogie and painful to walk on. They return to Iridia's tower where they can see that a fog has cleared. Iridia tells JB he has an STI, a spiritually transmitted infection. JB and Sinov look for Katari, who's unhappily returned to her original group, and Begus tells Bertrand about the Sentinel folder he gave her, which goes about as well as you think. That evening, Katari appears at their tent and asks to stay, and of course, they say yes. JB decides to meditate on his leg, leading to a debate, with Penance now purpose on ego versus instinct. I double-clicked on accident. JB takes the path of peaceful instinct, and both the spirit of purpose and the STI disappear. Meanwhile, Alis has a conversation with the Zalirian, and he says she must eat one person a day or he will take from her. He grants her the Reaper's vestments, and the cocoon shatters. They have another meeting with Bertrand about Secret Sentinel stuff, and Katari officially joins their team. They swear the Sentinel paradigm, calling themselves the Golden Sentinels after their leader, Gold. Their next task, travel to Dystera and claim the Beacon of Knowledge. Then Theus goes and flirts with Iridia, and she creates some shared mental space for the two of them. Meanwhile, Lenore asks Alis to spar, and whoever gets hit answers one question. After Lenore taunts her, Alis hits a bit too hard, stunning Lenore, then killing her. During this, Nova's out looking for books. JB yells for her, but Stella blocks his call. Hang on, I realize I forgot to give y'all content warnings. Warning for violence and some dark stuff and cannibalism later on. I forgot to give that at the beginning of this. And you know what? While I'm giving this disclaimer, this is why I'm practicing, okay? But because I know the people I'm doing this presentation with are okay with this, but I don't know if y'all are. I completely forgot to give that at the beginning of this. Warning for some gore, violence, and cannibalism later on, and death. I apologize for not giving this sooner. Okay, that was really bad of me. I'm sorry. Also, other thing, you'll notice that I did credit all of the artists, obviously. Anyone with @s next to their username is, you can find them on Instagram. That is their Instagram handle. Anyone without @s, I could not find their Instagram handle, but it's their Discord user, because I got all this art from the Bodhi Discord server, so just heads up. I meant to say at the beginning and then I forgot, so then I was going to do it at the end, but then I'm now realizing I forgot to give y'all a content warning because I know the people I'm presenting this to are okay with this kind of stuff, but I don't, for my viewers' safety. Okay, let's continue. I apologize. This is why we're practicing, guys. Okay, where am I? During this, Sinova's out looking for books. JB yells for her, but Stella blocks his call. Vikestar pulls Lenore into his domain, Phylaxis, saying her time isn't up, but when she returns, she will be hollow. Lenore accepts, but asks if she can't save Sinov, can she rest early? Vikestar agrees, then asks if she's ready. When Lenore nods, he draws a blade of obsidian and nothingness and drives it through where her chest would be. Sinov returns and learns what happened while Bertrand contains Alis for interrogation. Alis says she killed Lenore because she could, and she has done so before. Bertrand puts JB in charge of Alis and sets her free. Sinov asks Stella to tell her what happened, and she shows her the entire event through Alis's perspective. Everyone goes to the old temple where Sinov begs Stella to bring Lenore back, saying she couldn't have loved her without Lenore. Stella angrily leaves, the book flying away, leaving Sinov without magic. That's when a bunch of storm clouds reach the temple, and in a flash of lightning, the being once known as Lenore stands in the doorway, now Valor. Oh, look at that art. Anyway. After many apologies, they return to Spearhold Keep to prepare for their mission. Alis tells them about her deal with the Zalirian, explaining that the Dreamer's Codex may help and is possibly held in Dystera's archives. They go to Stablemaster Xeris, who helps them hitch his hogs to a large raft. He also gives them some supplies.
This is why I have creams.
I'm sorry.
You have what?
I have ointments and creams to assist with the stress of the adventuring life.
You should give more context.
Yes, but I like to use a little playful assumption. It keeps things fresh.
Okay, so it was intentional then.
It's always intentional.
Okay, good then.
Great. Would you like cream?
Sure. You know what? Yes, please. I would love your cream.
No one clip it!
I know this clip as well. Unfortunate. As their journey begins, Snow sees a cloaked old woman out of the corner of her eye. When she turns to look, they're gone. Partway into their travels, Thegus hears a bump from the storage chest. He opens it, and laying inside is Damien. Katari begins her next lesson by challenging Sinov to a sparring match. Through this, she teaches Sinov about the Ascari brands. Later that night, they hear a horn. An Ascari raft approaches, and the Hasrashok commander says that Katari is to return to Asal Tosh to be re-educated. Katari refuses, and the fight begins. When Aelis and Katari go down, Sinov desperately extends her hand out, and instead of her usual golden magic, iridescent twilight shoots out. As the starlit veil spreads across Katari and Aelis, they wake. Aelis suddenly receives a telepathic message from someone saying their kid. That's when Bathriel the Starseer appears. He defeats the final enemy and tells the group he's been searching for them. Bathriel reveals a partial sigil of Aeons carved into his chest and warns that the court used him to open 2 lighthouses. He explains that Air Harel wants to stabilize the Dream Scar, a doorway to the Fated Realm, by consuming the progeny. He tells them to gather the beacons before they do, then leaves. Knowing Aelis' deal, her friends tie the Hasrashok up. Aelis holds out a hand and his body buckles until it's an orb of ichor. Instead of letting the Delirian have it, she demands to talk, swallows the orb, then passes out. That night, Snow finds herself under a full moon. A silver stag approaches, introducing themselves as Krana, Prince of Twilight, and gift from the Shepherd. When she wakes up, a piece of their antler rests where the book used to be. Meanwhile, the Delirian invites Aelis to share a meal, and on the table is the screaming Hasrashok. In a show of good faith, Aelis tries some, and to her horror, enjoys it. The Delirian amends their deal. Aelis only has to eat 1 person from each new location until she finds the world wound. The next morning, Snow shares what happened.
I dreamt of a weird-looking horse, and they gave me one of their horns.
Like a cantaloupe?
I don't know if I've ever seen a cantaloupe before.
That's a melon, mate.
No, like the deer
Okay,
thing.
okay.
A cantaloupe, that is a type of fruit.
Is it also a horse?
No.
But it does have antlers.
The cantaloupe?
I'm pretty sure it's called a cantaloupe.
I want to go home.
This is like one of the first Bards clips I ever got. Anyway, then, where am I? Later, Yes, then Katari has Aelis join Sinov's next lesson. She teaches them the 3 paths of discipline, having them repeat each one. As they recite them, heat waves begin to form around Sinov. Katari has Sinov repeat the final pathway over and over until light shears down her body, leaving trails of gold in its wake. Sinov has unlocked her brands. She is Suresh, chosen by magic. Soon after they arrive at Stormsgate, I should know this. Okay, Stormgate. Soon after they arrive at Stormgate, they meet with Thrall's Lightsbane, a Dragonborn and Lord Commander of the Light Hunters, the Desteran Secret Service, to get a briefing on the Storm Run, which they must cross next day. Storm Run is guarded by a blue dragon named Kelstrazix, the Living Tempest. Later, Thegus returns to Thrauz to see if he has any spell scrolls. He shares that his harness is a spell book, which is a dumb move because the Light Hunter's main thing is magical artifacts. Thrauz puts a tracker in his harness and tells him to visit the Light Hunters for a chat when he reaches Destera. Then Aelis hunts for the Zilliran's dinner. Her and Valor join a group secretly gambling, and the Zilliran offers her a gamble as well. Double or nothing and she'll gain. Aelis agrees, says goodbye to Valor, and the Zilliran takes over. The next morning, the storm run begins. Aelis, JB, and Katari all end up on the dragon, and Aelis rips out one of his eyes and eats it. With Storm Run behind them, the remainder of the journey is uneventful. When they finally reach the giant inverted pyramid of Destera, a familiar skyship is already parked above the city. Damien stays on the raft, and upon entering Destera, the sigil bearers have a vision. The Herald of Knowledge invites them to descend the pit and join them for the Gala of Aeons. Thegus, JB, and Katari go to the Chamber of Light. Thegus agrees to let the Light Hunters study his harness under his supervision for gold and armor worthy of the Light Hunters. Then JB and Katari leave. Aelis, Sinov, and Valor head to the archives and run into Harim, loser Harim. And when he leaves, it's JB and Katari's turn to run into him. After JB and I calm down, they meet up with the others and look for books. That's when Isaiah approaches, stealthily showing them his Sentinel pendant. He takes them to the high quarters where the frontline branch of Sentinel is headquartered. Inside are Astrid, Phoebe, and the turtle, Smythe. They receive a bunch of Sentinel information from frontline Commander Tamid, a shriveled figure in a jar held in the chest of Ares, a warforged construct. Ares updates their amulets, allowing them to don illusory outfits. Meanwhile, Thrauz forces Thegus to blindly sign a contract before handing him the armor and part of the gold, making Thegus an official Light Hunter. He also hands Thegus a coin with the symbol of the Hourglass Court, the group that runs the Seekers. Back at the mansion, there's knocking on the door. Sinov decides to switch to pajamas with her amulet and act like a civilian. However, she focuses more on the changing part than the clothes, causing her to open the door looking naked. She wasn't actually naked, she just looked naked. Outside the door, there are 4 automatons. After fighting them, Thegus rejoins the group, and they all hang around to stare until it's time for their next step. A library heist. One of the things they steal is a book made of skin called The Reliquary of the Needle. Among the pages of flesh is a single sheet of parchment, a piece of the Dreamer's Codex. So pretty big stuff with Alis and the Zilirian follows. The next morning, Isaiah leads them to the pit of heresy under the guise that they'd committed treason. They run through the pit, fighting undead beings along the way, and when they reach the original pit, they must fight the Devastator and open an orichalcum door. The Devastator electrocutes Alis until she's nothing but copper bones and ash, and as the rest continue to fight, Icar rides around her skeleton until she's wreathed in the full Reaper's vestments. When they finally get through the door, the vestments drop, revealing Alis's blurry connection to the Zilirian. After some recuperation, they enter the Vestibule of Truth, where Galandavar, Herald of Knowledge, takes them back in time to the only gala of aeons there ever was, the funerary wake of a dead god. The gala follows the 4 seasons beginning in spring. Galandavar informs them they must find the killer of Aldwin, the god of balance. In summer, the weapon used to kill Aldwin, the World Wound, is sent to Orphanos Monastery, where JB is from. In autumn, Thegus, Valor, Katari, and Sinov take part in the turning of the leaves. I'm gonna mute myself for this clip.
Just for a minute. Father... No. What?
You and Alis are...
Table talk.
Yeah, you two are under there all the time, whispering and giggling and...
Who do you think it is we are talking about?
Well, I don't know. I give you privacy, but Alis always talks about you two spending time together, and you two have this special connection, and it's wonderful, and
Because
if
we
you want me
carved-
to join, that's fine, but you need to say it, and is Alis okay with this?
That is table talk. I could not share you if I wanted to.
Oh.
She goes to, she's about to disconnect from the dance. You can watch, she is sinking inside her own thoughts. Perhaps you should find someone else too.
I don't know. This is...
Can we try simple again? Just for now. No one else. Just simple.
Y'all, it's so good. If that didn't convince you to watch it, for the lesbians, come on now. Okay. Whew. John and Miles are always just the chat. If you watch Bards in any campaign and you're watching John and Miles, they're always just what chat is, but on camera. Anyway, okay, where am I? Meanwhile, Alis and JB find a secret chamber with evidence, rush to the courtyard, and confront the killer. The groupers return to the Vestibule of Truth, where Katari gets a sigil. Then they meet Cheryavar, who passes the Beacon of Knowledge to Thegus. Gold helps... I almost said God. God helps them teleport. Gold helps them teleport out of the lighthouse, where Hareem, mother freaking Hareem, shows up with an automaton army. Alis pulls everyone into the seat of entropy to share her plan and say goodbye. When they return to reality, Alis and the Zilirian are no longer. The Revenant, Herald of Ending, stands in her place. They tear a hole into the Faded Realm and push everyone through. The last thing the group sees are armies of Witchbreed and automatons rushing towards one another before the doorway closes, and that is Book 2. Book 3, all new, all faded. We're almost done. They land next... Not really. They land next to the impossible shore, where Thegus accidentally upsets Hope, turning her into despair. She sends out a wave of frost that hits Sinov, freezing her. Krana arrives to escort her to the afterlife, but offers her a wager instead. If the gods are ever at odds again, Sinov will wager herself for moonlight. She agrees and is revived. Deeper into the Faded Realm, they run into a mouse and Sethius, who Valor has been secretly calling out for. Sethius turns out to be a desire demon, and Mouse tells them to hide in its mouse house, only for Mouse to be a pride demon. They leave the mouse house with Mouse settling in Sinov's tiara. Then they make camp in the Cavern of Hope, where they have an Ember Island-esque argument with everyone shouting their feelings at each other. And Thegus begins attuning to the beacon and turns into an egg. The next morning, Thegus hatches as the new Herald of Knowledge. He also receives a tarot deck, each card granting a special ability when used. Suddenly, they hear noises outside. Witchbreed are here to escort them to the sad grayscale town of Duskpoint. On the steps of a mansion stand the Mother Baroness and the real Sethius. As Sethius gives them a tour, he reveals he's looking for the Tablet of Sorrow, which he believes the Baroness used to transport and hold Duskpoint here. So the group snoops around the mansion and finds the cellar. When they descend, they see a jail cell holding a humanoid creature with one arm ending in a large crustacean claw and 3 colored lights emanating from their bandaged face. When this figure looks up, they realize it's a kid, and they're wearing a sentinel pendant. His name is Cole, codename The Kid. Valor frees him, and when Sethius finds them, he's like, "You idiots, the Baroness has the tablet." He goes back upstairs to distract the Baroness, except he might be British. Anyway, he goes back upstairs to distract the Baroness, telling them to burn the cellar down after they're done. They find a room with chambers of roots and cylinders holding simulacrums of the Baroness. Snow destroys one with the bead the Zilliard gave her, leaving her nails a calcified black-blue ice. Katari destroys the other with her spear, which briefly splits into a bident. When they return to the main cellar, they accidentally trigger a bunch of larvae that are patrolling it, and while fighting, Snow decides to investigate the opening to a tunnel.
I would like to run to the sphincter.
You got a bonus action, right?
Bonus action.
Oh no.
What are you doing?
Bonus action
Fist.
touch the sphincter.
Fist.
To open it. Bonus action examine the sphincter.
Bonus action spread the cheeks is what I'm hearing. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah.
Which turns out to be a bad idea because Snow gets frightened and is drawn in. The rest of the group forces the ventricle open as Valor tries to reach her. Valor brings Snow back to the present by singing a song from their childhood, then everyone is lifted off the ground and into the courtyard where an angry Baroness is waiting. They fight, the Baroness implodes, and they run into the mansion through a portal to stop her before she reclodes. They land in the Shattered Tower where librarian spirits require a story. Snow shares Aelis' story, and they lose all of their memories of Aelis in a scroll. This was genuinely one of the most painful parts for me. They do some puzzles, and right before they leave, JB steals the scroll back. Through the next portal, they fight the Baroness, who's now the Nightmare, with Thegus turning into an ape for this fight. After they return to the Prime and are surrounded by Solarborn, super soldiers of the mortal states. As they're escorted to Calandus, they learn that 1 year has passed. And yes, I edited this myself using Anna's art. Or Anna? Using Anna's art from okay, anyway. The Golden Sentinels then meet with Beatrix Avalon, High Vanguard of the Mortal States military, who may or may not be Bertrand's ex. They also meet Lord Inquisitor Decima Unix, played by Abria, and...
Gadavilia.
I'm sorry, what was that name again?
Gadavilia Vietnam.
I'm not gonna be able to say that.
Gadavilia.
Your friends call you what? Because it's not all
money, baby. That's what we do.
In actuality, in the mortal states, Gary.
Aelis' older brother and a prisoner of circumstance. They learn that there's an ongoing border war at the Gillenars River between the mortal states and Uthevanon. Additionally, the Sentinels are no longer a secret and are in hiding. Beatrix wishes to turn the Golden Sentinels into a symbol of peace, wanting them to attend a parley at the river. I love that word. Then Decima decides to take them to the Lost Pearl for some drinks. Thegus remembers he has a girlfriend, so he calls her in their brain space. He says he'll be at the Collegium Magicae tomorrow, and she says he'll meet him and to not keep her waiting again. After Thegus learns he can read the scroll, JB tried earlier and got a nosebleed. And at the penthouse they're staying in, Thegus reads it aloud, reminding everyone who they've lost. A bunch of drama happens involving Decima, Katari, Snow, and Garavalier, and it's super spicy. Then the next morning, they return to Beatrix and agree to go to the Gillenars. They journey to the Collegium by horse, with Thegus riding a Shetland pony with a possible agenda. When they make camp, Garavalier sings for the group, restoring a part of the war-destroyed forest. It also places a protection on the grove against fiends, which Mouse does not like. Snow's tiara shatters, and the Pride Demon disperses into myriad shadows and eyes before seeping away. The next morning, they reach the Collegium and are greeted by Iridia throwing boulders and demanding Thegus' whereabouts. Snow throws her hands out, calling on the cloak, and for a moment, Stella stands between her and a boulder. Snow tells her she loves her before letting the boulder smash through, and a cloak of glittery darkness shoots from her hands, teleporting the boulder away. A tattered piece of the same material now rests around her shoulders. Also, the fan artist for this said that they started drawing this before the scene played out, so this actually doesn't happen, but it's a beautiful example of what Snow's magic looks like. Also, it's just great art in general. Anyway, where am I? At the Gillenars, Garavalier plants the verdant banner, and a parley is planned. Then Thegus and Iridia argue, which ends in Iridia yeeting him into a tree. From the broken wood, a small owl is formed, who Thegus names Jeremy. Decima and Garavalier do something in the bell tower, which is revealed in the spin-off episode, The Knight and the Bishop. The next day is the parley at the Gillenars. The two sides agree to take down the encampments and meet at Calandus for a big group road trip to Belisarion, a neutral ground where a summit will be held for peace talks. The Gold Sentinels agree to attend the summit. When it's time to say goodbye, Garavalier asks Decima to come with him, and she does, crossing the river, which is crazy because only Elven Dog can cross the river, and Decima is human. And also, the Vanguard's Lord Inquisitor running away with the son of a member of a court in the midst of a border war is just messy. The Gold Sentinels are like, okay, let's go. But Knight Captain Sigismund is upset. Knowing he'll face severe consequences for losing the Lord Inquisitor, he decides to off himself in the Gillenars. Snow casts Revivify, reciting a spell that she saw a carrier of light use for some reason, accidentally lobotomizing him. And now everyone's like, oh, we really gotta go. So Gold and Thegus teleport everyone to the Grey Lake next to the Orphanos Monastery. Upon arriving, Grizium, the town just outside of the monastery, is eerily silent. JB rushes to the Longhouse and sees someone crying in the corner. He approaches them and they turn. And it's a witch breed. It screeches, causing a torrent of witch breed to rise and attack, including a 4-armed witch breed Hulk, who JB recognizes was his father. Two people come running down from the monastery to help. Merivik saw Varan, the eldest of the Varan siblings, and Talis Vaskin, played by Miles. They push back the Witchbreed and rush up to the monastery where they learn from JB's old mentor, a foxfolk named Arlo, that Witchbreed have been attacking for a few months. He believes that they're after the World Wound. Then Master Arlo brings JB to find Juliette Beaumont, his mother. They have a conversation that makes me cry. A lot of things make me cry in this. Anyway, then JB introduces her to the group and a familiar voice calls out to them. Sal. Suddenly, a heinous screech ripples out from where the pale dragon, the guardian of the monastery, resides. A mound of white flesh and ichor emerges, unhinging its jaw a full 180 degrees, and from it the voice of ending booms. Jean-Baptiste, I speak to you. Bring me what was taken, my missing piece, my world wound. Alone you shall make the climb, or watch all that remains of your heart sleep. They split up to prepare, which is when Katari kisses Sinov, and I could not find a single fan art of this moment for some reason. There's fan art of them kissing, but there's spoilers for like this point in time. I could not find if anyone in the Discord knows, please tell me, okay? Because I could not find a single piece of fan art of them kissing in this moment. I can only find art of their second kiss. Anyway, let me calm down. Then the siege begins with some of the Witchbreed bearing crudely carved beacon signs. Sinov waterbeds the Grey Lake into a big wall. Valor goes down, Witchbreed Kelivor digging into her hollow brand on her chest. The Witchbreed Hasrashok bursts through the gates of the monastery and throws Katari onto a roof. Sinov senses something's wrong, but chooses to hold the line, and the tattered twilight scarf billows out into a full cloak. Katari telepathically tells Sinov, I love you, before leaping off the roof and onto the Hasrashok, who explodes, sealing the gate. JB defeats the Pale Dragon with help from his father, becoming the new guardian of Orphanos, and all of the Witchbreed explode. Sinov rushes to where Valor was last, but all that remains is a hollow brand in the ground. Okay, I was briefly scared that I muted my mic. Going back in time a little bit, when the Witchbreed exploded, all the Golden Sentinels were pulled into a vision. In it, they saw Alis, chained and distorted. Nope, just kidding. I skipped a part. Vikestar has pulled Valor into Phylaxis. This is why I'm practicing. Vikestar has pulled Valor into Phylaxis, offering her 4 choices. She chooses to create something new, but asks to say goodbye to Sinov first. Vikestar pulls Sinov's consciousness, and Valor asks her to look up at the sky and say one good thing a day. When Sinov returns to the monastery, a new constellation has formed. Zenithir, the courage of the stars. I was sobbing at like 8 a.m. watching this VOD. Going back in time, when the Witchbreed exploded, all the Golden Sentinels were pulled into a vision. In it, they saw Alis, chained and distorted in the midst of an arcane storm, silently screaming. Just outside of their view, Harim appeared, telling the group he looked forward to seeing them soon. When they awakened, Thegus is missing an arm and an eye, and his harness is soldered to him. Gold replaces his eye later that night. Mervix is also missing an arm, which Sinov helped her restore, a bud sprouting from her shoulder. Monks carry water from the Grey Lake and fill the crater where Valor died, creating a silver pond. Sinov finds the reliquary of the needle in Valor's things and begins to read, speaking to Relic, a self-proclaimed god killer. The next morning, a pond is formed in the silver pond. JB touches it, it opens, and out steps a figure of Stardust and Earth, Ethael Kosama. Guys, I'm sweating. Okay, they begin their journey to the distortion, the arcane storm where Alis is being held. There's mechanics involving tarot cards, and they have a mule named Contessa, but for the sake of time, I'm gonna skip all that. During the trip, Thegus and Mervix get new arms, and Sinov's relationship with Relic builds, with him appearing to her as a black dragonborn that Will honestly made way hotter than he needed to, but we're not getting into that right now. The journey continues, and everyone fights and flies over a pit of broken automatons, with JB being like, hey, I feel like I could turn into a dragon right now. I can't do his accent. I can turn into a dragon now, and then he does, turning into a semi-translucent blue worm. During the final arm of the journey, Relic appears to Sinov and tells her they're being followed by a pride demon. He offers to help her bind it, and she agrees, sucking mouse into her arm. That's the wrong ear. They hike, once bound, all that remains of her arm is a calcified blue-black skeleton. They hike for 2 days through a blizzard, then come across a tent where Gervalier is waiting. He asks when the party split, saying one of their members arrived already, and pointing down a slope. Waiting there is the Endbringer. The Endbringer tells them to meet at the unseen bell before disappearing in a trail of ichor. Then Gervalier shares some news.
Okay, who are you here with?
That would be my wife.
I'm going to need you to run that back.
You have a sister-in-law. Her name is Decima Eudoxakila, technically now Decima Varanus.
What's your AC?
Oh my god.
Not high enough.
21? You could roll with advantage. He's not expecting a wallop from his sister here. She deals
25 damage straight on the chin.
Yep, that's valid. That's valid. I accept that.
You think it is acceptable for you to get married and not and you're going to leave with this now?
Well,
You couldn't have sent her even a message, something?
it was working. Dad knows.
Dad knows!
Dad knows.
She's going again.
I think you really like her.
Oh. You are on thin ice, Cavalier.
If it's any exception, I think I destabilize the mortal states to a great degree, if that makes it better.
They go to Scholar's Rest and camp at the edge of the distortion. After the preparations, they take the unseen bell down into the distortion. They land on a boat, and first Sinov, then Talus must guide them through the storm. When they finally reach Alis, they see a chalice strapped to her. It must be filled with one Varon's blood, leading to literal hours of heated debate. This episode is over 8 hours long. I think this is the episode that's over 8 hours long. Finally, Gervalier wraps his cloak around Merivix and casts Gaius, commanding her to stand down. Forced to obey, she allows Gervalier to approach the chalice. As he unspools, he clings to a memory of him and Decima, which is the first memory Alis has as the chains are released. That's when Harim appears and Alis takes on the Revenant form. Partway through the fight, they realize Harim isn't actually Harim, but an automaton. JB, who's in his dragon form, scoops everyone up and flies out of the distortion. Obviously, this is not JB in his dragon form. This is Alis after all of this. I just wanted to show off my pretty wife, okay? Okay. Back in the snow, Ithael Cosima heals Merivix, releasing her true feelings, and with help from JB and Sinov, Alis rebuilds Edbringer's soul, reviving Kachari. They return to the monastery, and with the help of the monks and Master Arlo, they unseal the world wound, which Alis stitches and absorbs. Then Bathril and Era Harel show up at the gates. Era Harel asks them to go to the summit, then leaves. Bathril says he's going to the Lighthouse of Beauty and hopes to see them there. Last page, y'all. We ready? Okay, after going in circles for a genuine 2-ish hours about where to go, the group separates to cool down. Sinov sends a message to Decima about Gervalier, who responds that the Sentinels are no longer needed at the summit. Then Alis brings back what she can of Gervalier, creating the Balladeer, who she sends off to find his wife. Finally, the decision is made. They will speedrun the lighthouse, then go directly to the summit rather than joining the procession in Calanthus. So they travel to the Needle, yes, the reliquary of the Needle. When they arrive, but Bathriel's waiting and Merivix has to stay outside since she can't enter without a sigil. In the lighthouse, they face 3 trials. Then they fight Elendine, Herald of Beauty, who they defeat and receive the beacon from. When they emerge, Gold is shot down by a playing card, and someone approaches holding a card with Merivix trapped inside. This figure is the god Kirahan, Archivist of Memory, which is insane if you watch Genesis and Evolution. Kirahan says they have much to discuss, opening a hole in the ground to his workshop where he can also fix Gold and release Merivix. After some debating, the Golden Sentinels agree to dive into his hole. The hole closes, and that's where Tome 1 concludes. There's also an epilogue, but this slideshow is long enough, and it's time for battle. Except for this is battle in D&D Elfish. I looked it up, but we're not going to do this. I did make a Jeopardy, but we're not going to do it. For anyone who does want the Jeopardy, maybe I'll put it in the description of the VOD. I'll put it in the chat as well right after this. But the Jeopardy, just so we know, okay? This is the end of the presentation, by the way. Here's my sources. Here's the edge. Okay, but the Jeopardy, it's because I am doing this with people who don't know anything about Regulus Dark Age. It's very specifically questions that are from the PowerPoint, but I try to include little things for any Bodhi fans who might stumble across it and want to play it that isn't just in the PowerPoint. So for like a true Bodhi fan, it's actually very easy, but I had to obviously make it so that it was specifically only things that like people who watch the PowerPoint could know. I'm going to swap over to this because actually I'll swap to this because then we're going to switch to Sims. But let me put this in the chat for y'all. I'll put the link in the chat, and if I remember, I'll put it in the description of the VOD. Here we go, Stream Manager. And then we'll swap over to Sims, okay? Because I know y'all are so desperate for my Sims time, okay? So there's that. Okay. And then give me a second to switch over to Sims. What am I trying to do? Oh. I have to change my category. I have to open TikTok Live. Jeopardy. Jeopardy is such a hard word to spell. I'm just saying. Jeopardy is a very difficult word to spell. Okay, but now we're going to get down to the part that everyone's actually here for. Because nobody cares about RDA in my community as much as I do, so y'all better get on that. Hang on, I have to get everything up. And change my category. Okay, so like I said off stream, I cluttered up Raphael's bed and I put a rug down and his nightstands. So I will show. What do you mean update required? I just updated the other day. Okay, pause. Apparently I have to update. Well, I thought we just updated the other day. Oh my god. Okay guys, hang on. I have to take my mods out and I have to update and I have to put my mods back in. You're really gonna make me update while I'm live. My PC's not gonna like that. What is this even an update for? Well, I guess I could play offline and update later. Well, too late. I've already started. See, I'm not afraid to update my Sims. You know why? because I only have 4 mods. So I don't mind, I'm not scared of updating because I only have 4 mods that I have to worry about. And rarely do they clash with the game. The only issues I ever have are like UI problems, but that's it. Probably should not be trying to open TikTok Live while updating this, but we're doing it anyway. Here we are. My PC's doing okay. Oh my god, not TikTok freaking updating too. Are you joking me? Why? Why? It always does this, every time. Oh my god, I never stopped my timer. Oops, it was about 30 some minutes. I'm sure that probably wasn't the most accurate time either, actually, because I was saying a lot more than I would when I do the presentation. Bruh. Dude, and when TikTok Live updates, it's actually the most annoying thing ever. What if I just didn't go live on TikTok today? Now I need to stall while both of these things update. It probably would update faster if I wasn't trying to update both at the same time. Also, now I'm kind of cold. Maybe I'll put this in my lap. Hang on. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Also, y'all. Oh, and I gotta talk about... Okay, wait. We'll wait till I go live on TikTok, I guess. If I go live on TikTok. I have another collab with the Fruity Goth coming up next Saturday, so make sure to tune in. Okay, also, I'm trying to get that next cottage video out. It might not be 10-minute... I've been trying to do 10-minute long videos, partially because that's what you need to do to get monetized. So while I'm not monetized yet, it's like an investment for the future, you know? But this one might not be 10 minutes just because I don't have time. I want it to be out in March. I'm more worried about it being out on time than the length of the video, so probably won't be a 10-minute one. Going back to my roots, posting 5 to 7 minute long videos. But we'll see what happens. Can these things download faster, bro? I'm here to play Sims, not watch you update. Also, can I just say, this round's like reward events have been so much fun. Like, I thought they've been super fun. I don't know, I like the events. Okay, Sims 4 is ready, but is TikTok ready? No. Let me put my mods back in. This was probably just a hot fix. Oh, where did it go? Oh, I just put somewhere I didn't want it to go. Where did it go? Oh, it didn't go anywhere. Fudge. Mods. Okay, anyway, I like this. I really like this event. Also, the stuff we're getting from the event is super cool. Like the stained glass window. Ooh, if y'all haven't seen the stained glass window, it's so pretty. It makes me, I immediately put it into my grandest build yet, which I'm still kind of working on. I might give up on cluttering, honestly. The final floor. I was so detailed working my way up, and I got to the final floor and I was like, I don't know what to put in here. So my greatest build yet just might not be cluttered on the top floor, but you know, it is what it is. Okay, TikTok Live, don't be a booty butt. The window is also a lot bigger than I thought it would be. I thought it was gonna be like a smaller one, but it's like, you know, that doesn't make any sense. I'd have to show you what I mean, but TikTok Live is being a little poo. I have to click it like 80 times after updates to get it to open, and it's so dumb. I guess I could open up my Sims. Anyways, but for my collab, back to talk about my collab. For my collab with a Fruity Goth, with Alice, I'm gonna need y'all to drop ways to kill a Sim for me, please. And thank you. Whatever your favorite way for a Sim to die is, please let me know. And no, I won't elaborate further. If you're seeing this, drop it in the comments. Put it in the Discord if you're in the Discord, and if you aren't in the Discord, being in the Discord grants you immunity from getting your organs snatched. What is happening? Why is Microsoft Edge opening? That's disgusting. Why do I even have Microsoft Edge? Anyway. But yeah, if you would like immunity from getting your organs snatched, Join the Discord. I decided to be nice and I did organ snatch today. Okay, there we go. TikTok's working now. What part are we on, guys, for Behind 8 Doors? I already forgot. 13! Oh my god, it's never ending. It's never ending. It's never ending. We're gonna be on this build for the rest of my life. Let me get my game together real quick before I do anything else. Willow Creek. Yes, I was like, is this where I'm building? Yes, it is. Okay. Okay. Make sure my mods are good. Yes, they are. Open this up. Now I'm ready to show you what I've done in a minute after I do this and this and this. Okay, TikTok, you missed out on my super radical, super cool, totally tubular presentation that I just gave on Regulus Dark Age. Only the cool Twitch people got to see that, and the VOD watchers. Love you, VOD watchers. Okay. Anyways, I'm not snatching organs today, like I was saying, but again, to guarantee immunity for my organ snatching, make sure to join the Discord, because that gives you full immunity from getting your organs snatched from me, okay? But I'm not doing it today just because I haven't streamed in so long. And I'm not streaming on Monday. I forgot to mention that. I'm not streaming Monday, but we'll be back next Friday with Date Everything and Sims next Monday. Next Saturday, and next Saturday's Sims is going to be a very special event. So again, whatever your favorite way is for a Sim to die, please let me know, whether it's in the Discord, in the comments of wherever you're seeing this, in the Twitch chat right now. Just let me know, what is your favorite way for a Sim to die? I need it for next Saturday. Don't worry about it. You'll find out next Saturday what it's for. And so will Alice. Anyways, I was gonna say something else. Oh, and we'll get back to Fruit Bus eventually. I really want to play Fruit Bus again, but I've just been really busy, so we'll get back to it eventually. But here we are. Let me show you what I did with Raphael's bed. So if you remember, I made that custom headboard, and people on TikTok liked it. So let me show you how I cluttered it, okay? Oh, no, that's correct. Wait, no, don't look. Okay, so let me show you how I cluttered that custom headboard I made using the red herring bow thingy. I forget what it's called. Another red herring. Look. Wow. I put some mirrors back there. Normally I do the thing where you layer the mirrors so they're seamless, but I thought that having the seams here looked pretty cool. I like it. And then we just have the bed. I put this rug here. I just like how like neutral it is. I don't know. It just looks really pretty. Like, yes, it's pretty neutral, but it's like, I don't know. I'm not good at describing aesthetics. But then along, I'll just show you what I added up here. Okay, we have plants, obviously, a hand, some books, some knickknacks. This, let me show you. This is actually a wall plant. And I just shoved it into the shelf. And then this is just a wall painting that I just lined up with the shelf. And then this is actually that big fairy statue. Oh, you can't see. And I just sized it down and then I just sized it down and then raised it up onto the shelf. And yeah. So that's Raphael's bed space. Now we're gonna switch to over here. Because I refuse to work on Landon's room alone. So we're gonna switch to over here now. Okay, I have to work on it like this, which really sucks. Where I somehow need to fit in a dresser and a desk. So maybe I put another curtain down here. And again, we're just gonna pretend like the curtains connect, okay? Everyone, actually maybe I won't. Just pretend like the curtain goes all the way across. I can't be bothered to fake it. I want this cactus thingy because I've never used it before and I think it fits in here. But I need to somehow fit a desk and a dresser over here with this double bed. I have an idea. Maybe. Possibly. Okay, so let me look at dresser options. I have a dresser in mind, but it's the dresser I used in Kevin's room. It's this one. This would fit so well in here, but I use this in Kevin's room, so I'm like, I don't know. That swatch is like perfect though. Or this one if we want to go a little warmer. Does it? I can't see. I can't see. But the aesthetic of it just fits so well. But then the issue is I already used it in Kevin's room. What if... But like I'm using a different swatch, you know? So it's not like really the same. And if I make it a different size, does that count as being a different dresser? Okay, I actually really like this dresser. I don't know why. It's so funky. I like it. I like the funk. I don't think it does not fit in here though. We're not doing that. I would do that in here if it had this nice orangey wood, but it doesn't. Maybe we could do the white instead. Like if I just... Look, doesn't this make you think of like a mountain climber's locker? Because you know, Kevin's whole thing is mountains and bears and robotics and charcuterie. Like any normal 7-year-old with parents who own an 11 Michelin star restaurant. Hang on, let me try this and then we'll take a look. God, I love Toolmon. Yes, I do. Let me take a little peeksy peek. How does this look? Fine. It looks fine, right? Right, guys, right? Let's size this up just a smidge. Whoa. That was a lot more than a smidge. You call that a smidge? Oh, I'm not pressing Alt. Okay, I was hitting the wrong button. I liked that it had another like wood thing in here that matched the wood of the... Why am I doing this in such small increments? I liked that it had another wood thing that matched the bunk bed though. Okay, now they're flying. We're soaring, flying. Or maybe it wasn't, I don't know, whatever. Now it's definitely not, but... Like, I mean, this sort of matches. Hang on, let me... Okay, I'm a 7-year-old walking into my super cool rich people bedroom. Oh wait, 7-year-olds are not this tall. Okay. Wow! Okay, they're probably not this short either, but you know what? It's fine. You know what? It's fine. This is a child's room, okay? Do you think they really care what their closet looks like? Okay, I don't mind that. Okay, so now I can use this in here. Yup. Alright, so what I was thinking was, size this up a bit. Just a bit, because we don't have a lot of room. Okay. And then I was thinking I could do the old Karen and Connie classic of doing a dresser and a desk next to each other. And that's just a thing that people do. Karen and Connie like to smash dressers and desks together and make like a built-in thing. I don't think I'm gonna do that. However, if I do this, now is this dresser functional? Who cares? Because guess what? There are plenty of other functional things in this house that Raphael could use, okay? Oh my gosh, guys, this morning my mom asked me to help her pick out a roof swatch for our roof on our real life house, and it was so like The Sims. It was so cool. In fact, I saw it and I was like, oh my god, that's basically this roof in The Sims. The Shake It Up. Or this one. Maybe it's a little more like this one, but less weathered. Anyway, but I was like, guys, it's like Sims in real life. Because at first my mom was like, which color matches our current roof the most? And I was like, you are asking the wrong person, because we all know I can't color match for the life of me. We all know I can't really do shades for the life of me. I don't know why. I don't know what shades match what. I just struggle with that. Okay, we all know that, okay? It's like the jeans, right? But, hang on. Okay, no, that's fine. But then she was like, oh, but if we want to change like colors, what color should I do? And I was like, you're asking the right person. Me and my near 1,000 hours of Sims building experience are here to help. And help I did indeed. I need a desk. I need a hero. That was like the wrong, whatever. Okay, we're not here to judge my singing, guys. Okay, what is Raphael's like thing? They need a thing, and I don't know what it is. And it needs to be a thing that I can fit in this very small space. And that matches this aesthetic. Let me think. What if Raphael's a crystal girly? What if he's a witch? That'd be kind of fun. I don't have a lot of witchy stuff, but I think it... Crystal creations without the pack. That's what I'm going for right now. I feel like a glass desk might... No, that's a little too modern. Which, like, I know this looks modern, but I want more, like... I already used this desk, but like this. But not this, because I already used this. Maybe this? I've already used so much other Dream Home stuff. And by so much, I mean this painting, this bed, this rug. And maybe some of the... I can't remember. I don't think any of the other stuff is Dream... Oh, this is Dream Home. Okay, anyway, we're not here to... I'm not here to show off what... my knowledge of what objects are in what packs. That's not what we're here to do today. If I do this, it would match the bed. It doesn't really match this. I feel like... Okay, this rug is like throwing me off. Like I feel like there's not enough space just because the rug is nearly touching it, but it's like, it's a rug. You can walk on it. I don't mind this desk. Like, she's cute. I don't want that one. That one's too tall. This one's too... you know? Maybe I do this rounded one. Guys, what if I make a custom We're not doing that. I'm not doing that. No, I'm kidding. I don't have any ideas for that, so... Why does this look different? Are these not the same swatch? Okay, I'm just gonna use this desk. I'm gonna stop questioning things. Not that you should always question things, but I'm gonna stop questioning things in The Sims because when it comes to swatches, because it's The Sims. But But yes, always question things, especially online. Media literacy, folks, okay? There we go. And then a chair. I'll need a chair. Comfort? Okay. We could do a wheelie chair or a normal chair. This looks like it would scrape up that gorgeous herringbone floor. That's why I don't like this chair. Just, could you picture going like, and like trying to, okay, never mind. I hate this one too. This one has too many legs. I don't like it. That one's not good. This one also makes me think it's gonna scrape up the floor. A gamer chair? A gamer chair? Get it? Get it? Because Raphael's gay. Ha 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 ha. There's nothing funny about... Okay, stop. There's nothing funny about homophobia. I really like this chair. It doesn't match, but I just wanted to point it out. For all you folks at home. Hello? Is my sister going somewhere? I just heard the door open. I never know. No one ever tells me where they're going or what they're doing in this house. Do you know the amount of times I've just been sitting in here and all of a sudden I hear a strange man downstairs and it turns out, oh, the whoever guy is here to do something. And I'm like, okay, would have been nice if I got a heads up, but that's fine, you know, whatever. It's not absolutely terrifying to suddenly hear a man in your house downstairs. Where's the chair I'm looking for? It's the one that's like, ooh, yes. Or maybe, ooh, no. Maybe Arnar. Why isn't there a chair that's like this wood swatch with this green? Because that would be really cute. Sims. Okay, hang on. I'm sitting on my angle really weird. That's not good for me. Okay, there we go. I mean, I'm still sitting on it weird, but it's less like... I was like pushing on it in a way where I was like, if I lean too far, I might snap my own ankle. Just, I don't like any of these chairs. This looks not comfortable, but like it matches and it's a fun shape. Maybe I'll just do that. Did I use this downstairs? No, I used some school chairs. What swatches do you come in? And I know there's a swatch tray, but just let me do my thing, okay? Who's building here? You or me? I love this chair so much. It doesn't match though. Maybe I'll just do this, whatever. Even though it doesn't look the most comfortable. Let's be real, Raphael's probably hanging out like either on his bed or in Kenzie's room 90% of the time. Because, you know, bestie things. And then look, this sort of matches this. This sort of matches this. So then you get like both the colors. You get the best of both worlds. A wise person once said. Well, if you had this, but it had like fish in it. Actually, that's animal cruelty. Never mind. I take that. Well, if you had this with fake fish in it. Do you guys remember those little like aquarium toys? Where like you would push buttons and the fish would like wiggle around in it? Or like sea monkeys or whatever they're called. Those freaked me out. I know they're just like shrimp things, but they kind of freaked me out. Okay. And then we could put a little trash can here. And I know exactly what trash can I want. That's not where the trash cans are. Here we go. I want the basket one from high school years. Even though I use this as a plant pot in the other room, but... You get the best. That's stuck in my head. Of the world. Oh, that's so cute. Yes. And then I will give Raphael a laptop. That's not where the laptops are. Athena! They seem like a white laptop girly. I don't know what the difference between these two is. And like, what's the difference between this and this? Oh, I think this one looks better for Raphael. I'm so tempted to say Rafa, like Rafa Lorenze. If you know, you know. Pause. Tech check. Boop, 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 boop. Okay. I don't know what lamp to use in here either. Well, not that one. Jeez. Jeez. Jeff. We love Jeff. The cube? Why is the cube like actually kind of a vibe in here though? Oh no, it's not. Actually, no, it's not. I got down on the correct level, and no, it's not. Oh no! Oh, guys, my favorite desk lamp in the game might be the perfect fit, depending on the swatches. Oh no! No! Oh no! Guys! Oh! Oh, what a tragedy! I don't know if I'll ever recover from this. Look, the blue of the lampshade and the lamp base matches the blue in this painting. It's tying it all together, you know. It's making the room feel whole. And where did my mirrors go? It's making the room feel whole. And like it connects, you know, like it's all one space to be in. Yup. And then this wood swatch matches this wood swatch. Don't tell me my sister's gonna shower again. There's no way she's that stinky. Just kidding. I think she's just washing her hands or something. There. So they have good light. Guys, it's important to have good light when you're looking at things, because it's bad for your eyes if you don't. You know, when I was younger, my mom fully convinced me that the reason why my eyes were bad was because I used to sneakily read under the covers when I was supposed to be asleep. I know. I was a crazy kid, guys, okay? I was a crazy kid. It would be 7:30 or 8 at night. I was supposed to be asleep and I'd be under the covers reading. I know. I was a terrible, crazy kid, but she convinced me that was why my eyes were bad. It's like mostly genetics. So it's actually her fault that my eyes are bad. And she was over there gaslighting me into thinking it was because I was being such a rebel child reading under the covers when I was supposed to be sleeping. But no, it's genetics, bro. Both my parents have bad eyes. So then my eyes are bad because that's how genetics works. But I was like fully convinced. I was fully convinced that like I had bad eyesight because I wanted to read the Five Little Peppers and how they grew, but the Penguin Classics version under my blankets. I'm pretty sure that's what it was called. That was like one of my favorite books. But specifically, hang on, let me look this up. I don't know if it was Penguin Classics. It was Classic Starts. My bad. It was Classic Starts, not Penguin Classics. This might still... Who owns Classic Starts, bro? I read the original Five Little Peppers and How They Grew. It just didn't hit the same. It basically, cause basically the Classic Starts, they take like the first like however many pages of a story and that's all it is, and then like it doesn't include like the back half of a story. We're talking about this now. So it was Five Little Peppers and How They Grew. But the Classic Start series basically just does like the first like 100 or so pages of a classic, and then because it's to start you off to get you into the classics, right? So that was the version I read growing up, and then I got a little older and I found the original version at the library. We love libraries here. Anyway, I found the original version at the library and I read it, and like, so obviously I knew the first bit, and then the second bit I didn't know because it was the full story, and it just didn't hit. It felt like it was going on for too long. I was like, I prefer the Classic Starts version because I like where that ended. This just feels like it's dragging things on. It's including things I don't care about. I liked where the original story ended. And I'm not saying all Classic Starts are like that. You know, in case you want to get into classics, reading the classics, okay? This is a good place. It's called Classic Starts for a reason. So if you want to get into reading the classics, zero judgment here, okay? If you're a grown adult wanting to get into classics, Classic Starts is a great start. Because like I read the Little Women one as well. I have the copy of the full Little Women, and that one I was like, I liked the Classic Starts, and I liked that what it continued on into in the actual full story. But with Five Little Peppers, I was like, this just isn't hitting the same. Also, look at, this is the window I was talking about. Look at that detailing. It's just gorgeous. And like, there's different swatches and shapes and colors. I just love it. Anyway. Guys, welcome to Book Talk, except I'm just talking about books I read as a child. And it was... this might be controversial, guys. This might be controversial to all the book talkers out there. But I just prefer the Classic Starts Five Little Peppers instead of the full story. Guys, should I become a book talker instead of gaming? Should I switch categories? That'll be my new Twitch now as well. I'll become a book twitcher. Sounds really weird. I still said it out loud, which doesn't make it any better, but that sounds really weird. Booker also sounds kind of weird. Booker? I hardly know her. I'm trying to remember what I've used in places. You get the best. I have that stuck in my head, dude. Of both worlds, chill it out, take it slow, then you rock out the show. We could do this. Ooh, or the green. Green. Oh, this one's green and blue. Let me think about it. But yeah, let me know, guys, if I should become a book talker, and I'll talk about all my controversial book takes. Except I don't know if I have any more. I don't know if I have any more, guys. I feel like Raphael wouldn't have, like, that cluttered of a desk, honestly. I don't like this lamp placement anymore. Back it up. That really came out of nowhere, too. I forgot about the Five Little Peppers and How They Grew, and every so often I remember it, and I'm like, darn. Dang. Not darn. Dang. I should read that again. But specifically, the Classic Starts. Okay, see, because originally I was thinking of giving Rafa this. A little more cluttery. A few more papers. You're not from around here, son. Come on, slightly angled a little more like that. Does this look good? Or wait, okay. I figured out this trick in my, I forget which video it was. Check out my YouTube. But if I turn it first and then I slide it on, it just clips still. Hang on. and then I slide it on. If I turn it first and then I slide it on, this desk just has so much like blank surface. Like I really don't think I need to clutter it that much, but there's so much blank surface that I'm like, the desk just looks really empty. Empty? Like maybe it's fine. I don't know where to put this lamp. I'm struggling with it. Oh no, guys. Oh no, guys. Maybe I'm not supposed to use my favorite desk lamp in the game. Oh no, oh no. But then what will I do? Everything's falling apart. Delete the whole build. Delete the whole build. There's just something off about it that my brain is not liking, and I need to figure out what it is. Maybe I'm just not meant to have a desk lamp. But then hang on. Nobody panic yet, okay? It's not panic time. I'll let you know if and when that time comes, but it's not time yet. Hang on. Everyone stay calm. Everyone stay calm. It's fine. Ooh. This matches the dresser. And then if I just like size it down a little bit, maybe. No, no. Guys, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. My grandma's. I ate my grandma. Maybe cube. Maybe cube. Maybe cube doesn't look as weird as I initially thought. Ah, no, yes it is. Wait. Like, it's just this lamp turns, it's not centered. Like, the base isn't centered. So when it turns, it's like, it turns so aggressively. I don't want it to. Like, what if you didn't turn like that, though? And I get it's because, like, the model of the lamp is, like, so long. But, like, you know, like, it has, the grid has to come down to here, or line up with this, but it's just so difficult to rotate. Luckily, I have my rotate and then place trick that I now sometimes do when I remember to, and today I'm remembering to. I just don't like how close it is to this. Maybe I need to raise this up a bit. And pull this forward a little bit. Like here. Put them back a little. I'm just being very finicky. Hi, if you're new here, I'm very picky. basically the way I play Sims is I place things down and then my brain screams at me if it's wrong, and then I keep adjusting until my brain goes okay. And my brain hasn't decided it's okay yet, so just give me a second. Okay, that's fine enough. That's fine enough. Okay, what else should I put on here? What other things do I have? Okay, I was like, where am I trying to look? Oh, we can do another clock over here. And maybe a sound system or something? Should I do the same clock I did on the shelf, or should I do a different one? It was a 2-pack at Costco. Ah yes, the classic 2-pack of wooden clocks that you can get at your local Costco. You can get anything at Costco, I'm not even joking. They have everything there. I'm waiting for the day that Costco goes, surprise guys, we opened a dentist clinic at all Costco locations. Or, hey guys, Costco now has an emergency room option for our platinum members. Costco should hire me. Costco should hire me. For real. Look, but then if I do a different swatch, it's a different clock. Not really like this. Maybe I won't do a clock. Let me look at sound systems. Oh yes, the gramophone. Hey, yes, yes, of course. I was hoping this came in a green that matched the bed sheets, but it doesn't. Or the blanket. Did I use this downstairs already? No. No, I didn't. I don't like that. I'm not gonna use it here, actually. Oh my god, I was gonna make them a crystal. I completely forgot about that. Okay, pause. Wait. Look, this has the word crystal in it. So we'll give them this as well. That's just logic right there, really. Okay. Will I make... Maybe I won't make them a crystal girly, because I don't know what that entails. I don't want this. Guys, I can't go and debug this early. I've probably already... Have I been in debug already for this build? I think I have. Ooh, they could be crafty. You know what they say about crafters. They're... Oh, I need to... I forgot. 'Cause there's a weird shadow. Okay. You know what they say about crafters. 'Cause I don't. So let me know. We'll put this up here. And then, wait. Cha-ching! Oh my god! Viv. I didn't even know you were here! Hi, Viv. Okay. Okay. I'm not gonna die straight, guys. Don't worry. I was so locked in on uncluttering this up here that scared me so bad. Hi, Viv. How are you doing? Oh my god. Oh my gosh, wait, Viv, now that you're here, I have someone to protect me while I work on Landon's room. Should we switch to Landon's room? Or should we, I mean, I'm like kind of almost done with Raphael's room. Maybe I should finish it. I just have to put like one more thing on the desk and then I think I'm gonna be done. Unless this wall is so blank it's really bothering me, we'll see. I might try to put something here, like a mirror. Another mirror. A mirror. A mirror so... Okay, anyway. We don't want to die in straight indeed. You hate all men. As you should. Raf's room good. I'm really happy with it. I'm really happy with how the bed turned out too. I can give you a closer look in a second because I know you weren't here for that. Hang on, but I want to put something very specific here first. Where is it? I want the weavy thing. This. I might have to move the lamp again. Actually, no, I'll just do this. Look, and that takes up some desk space. No, I gotta move that lamp again. Dang it. That's fine. No. It's fine. It's no big deal. No, it's fine. Okay. Ooh. I like that. Yes. Okay. It's a little messy, but it feels lived in, right? Also, here's this. Wow. I don't know how I feel about this side of the room, though. It's just so blank. What if... Okay, this might be really bad. What if I made this the pinstripes? And then this... See, I put it down already. I'm like, ooh, I don't know about this. Well, that's not that bad. What do we think? Which wall should the pinstripes go on? Love the bed and headboard. Thank you, Viv. Oh, I don't like that. Do we like the pinstripes on this longer wall? Or should I just try to find something else to... Cause like, ooh. This just feels so like plain. Maybe I should raise the cacti up a bit more. Cactus. You like the small wall better? Okay, that's what I was thinking too. Should I put something on that wall as well? This room needs to be a little more minimal. I think I'm thinking too hard. We want it to be minimal. I mean, not like sad and boring, but we still want it to be more on the minimal side, you know? So like, I feel like this corner's great, but then it's like, there's this huge blank wall space. And I don't know what to put here. Another dresser? No. No, I'm kidding. Does he need like hooks for a... I don't know what a peignoir is, but I was also thinking hooks. Like maybe like this, because this is like Raphael's room, you know? Like maybe... Like we could do this, or where's the one gay shelf? Where's the gay shelf? Here. Or we could do this. Maybe? I don't know if this has a wood swatch that matches. Well, I mean, this kind of does. Oh, like a cozy bathroom fabric robe? So yeah, so kind of like that. I mean, it's not a robe, but this works, I think. What do you think, Viv? It's better? I think so too. Like, I mean, it's not terrible. I think it's cute. Let me look at the whole wall. Oh my god, we're glowing. Gonna be golden. Okay. Let me try and see if maybe a wall with a little more texture might help. Like drywall. Ooh, I can't use this again. I really shouldn't. Okay. Well, okay, no, maybe not. You need to design my room? I don't know about that one, fam. I mean, if you really want me to, I can try. You'll need furniture that's specifically in The Sims 4. I think this is okay, because again, listen, the bed's the big moment in here. We don't want to take too much away from the bed. You know? The moon! Okay. Because this is the big kapow moment in the room. Is the bed. This side just looks so sad compared to how kapow and cool the bed is, though. It's the medium wall height. Who decided? How was Chinese New Year? It was great. We sang karaoke and it was so much fun. Who decided to let me do medium wall height? Who didn't stop me, guys? Who didn't stop me from doing medium wall height? What about feng shui? I don't know. I have an idea to line this whole thing with shelves, but that's so much to clutter, I cannot. We're not doing that. Oh yeah, let me put a gate. That's not what I'm looking for. Why am I even in here? Look, we've got these like macrame woven. You just line the wall with this. This is gonna look so bad. Oh, maybe I should use it on the window, actually. Oh, no, I can't, actually. Because the window needs to be... Never mind. We do white pinstripes over here. No, I don't really like that. Okay. No clutter, we don't like that. What a lie. I don't want to clutter a whole row or two of shelves. That's what I'm not about to do that. That's gonna take way too long. I cannot be bothered. We just need something on the wall, is all. Like... Or just something with height, like maybe a bookshelf. Go over here for now. Which one's the wall one? This one is. I'm worried there's not enough space. Okay, that's pretty reasonable for a sim to get across. If you don't have a matching wood swatch with the desk that is literally from the same pack as you. Oh my god, you don't have a matching wood swatch as the pack that's the object that's literally from the same pack as you. Of course!
Ding! Someone followed.
Of course not. Thank you for falling. Falling? Thank you for falling. Thank you for following Witcher 3. Wasn't he a hairdresser? Oh, wait, that's right. I forgot that. Thank you. This is why I need you here. This is why I need people here who know the lore, because I forget the lore. We just give him a miniature hairdresser setup right here. Wait. Oh. Because I was thinking another mirror, but then I was like, I don't know. You saw the TikTok? I did not put in the TikTok that he's a hairdresser. I don't remember what I said in anything ever, actually. Clearly. Running down to Riptide. Oh, it reminded you how much I had to cut. I don't know what mirror to do. Hang on, give me a second. Let me think. Okay. There is a green one. It matches the bed. Guys, miniature hairdresser set up right here. I don't know what I'm trying to do with this. I just put a mirror here. I don't know what I'm trying to achieve. Unless we really do a miniature hair. No. Okay, probably not this mirror then, because it's not working. Clearly. Another mirror wall. Maybe I just use the eco lifestyle one again, even though I use it everywhere. But for good reason, okay? It's a beautiful, look at this mirror. Isn't it great? It's my favorite wall mirror in the game. And look, maybe I used it in the closet of these people whose names I forget, Kirk and Samantha. But maybe they got it at Costco, okay? And look, it's a different color. What if I don't do the trash can? I put this here and then I give Rafa shoe cubbies like here. Because these people are weirdos who wear their shoes inside, like freaks. I guess. Or they have shoes inside. I don't know. I want to see if the pre-made shoe rack first has anything. And if not, I'll make my own cubbies. But I just know those darn stupid cubbies aren't going to have the right swatches. I mean, not that this will either, but it's worth a shot. No, it was not worth a shot. Because this isn't gonna have a swatch that matches this desk or the bed. Because why wouldn't? Maybe I'll just do the white one. Even though it looks freaking weird. Or... I just don't get why they would have this swatch as a desk, but then they wouldn't have it in the shelves and stuff. Because they're all surfaces. And then they use it for the bed too, but then they don't have it for anything else. Like, what are we doing? Sims, what are we doing? What's up with our swatches? Why are you like this? Just don't be. Hear me out. Don't. Bet you didn't think about that one, did you? I feel like in every room when I've been like, I don't know what to put here, I've just been going, ah, shoes. Of course. Naturally. Does this look okay? I don't know. Let me put shoes in and we can decide. And it doesn't just have to be shoes either. Shoes inside the house, demonic. Eight people inside one house, not those shoes will not fit by the front door. That's what I'm saying. So I'm like, maybe we shoe cubby it up. Everywhere. And then I can put a plant here. And maybe if I do a really tall plant, it'll... a really tall plant. Where's that cactus I've been trying to use everywhere unsuccessfully? This one. More cactus. They need a shoe policy. You have to carry your shoes through the house. You cannot set them down. Nope, this is not the place. One day that cactus will be used by someone very lovely who will love it very much. Listen, have I used this plant already? Probably. But I'm gonna use it again maybe because it's my favorite. It's my favorite. So maybe I will use it, but maybe I won't. I have to see first. Maybe if I size it up, it's a different plant. Really. See? Because now it's big. Maybe this plant here, I still would like a taller plant. I just don't know what said taller plant should be. Okay, this might be a little too big. Okay. Okay, not that. No. I've already used this too. You say you want to buy EA stuff, but can you, like, from other people who play The Sims? I mean, like, there is CC, but I'm not allowed to use CC because, then I would never stop playing this game, and that's dangerous, so... Instead, we're just patiently waiting for Paralives to come out. What's CC? It's custom content. So some people make custom content that you can like they'll make clothes or furniture and stuff, and then you can download it, but it takes up a lot of storage, and then every time you update it like breaks the game, because then I don't know if it's CC breaks the game, but like it's just I don't want to deal with all that. And also if I start getting into that, I'm never gonna stop playing this game, so I can't I can't do that. I have purse. Some light cluttering here. Closest thing to myself that you ever seen. And then I just hid these keys around. Oh yes, I just casually have the Durong family key. I think I gave this to Kevin, didn't I? Oh my god. Yeah, I did. It's his magical key. You know what the solution is? More books. Yes, yes, yes. That is always the solution. More books. And some makeup. This is just where Raphael keeps this stuff, I guess. No, I don't like that. See, this is the issue with me not having like littler cluttery things. Look, this is where... Does this fit down here? Not really. Okay, maybe we do this up here, purse down here. But the purse also does... Okay, so not purse, but that's okay. He don't have purse, but that's okay. This is his super profesh hairstyling stuff. Which swatch looks the most professional? Cause like this one, the wood is like a warmer wood like the rest, but this one looks more professional to me. I don't want to put another pair of shoes. I forgot my shoes. Purple Dyson Airwrap. Okay, we'll do that. Yes, it's the purple Dyson Airwrap. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Okay. I'm actually so excited to do Kenzie's room because Kenzie, I want to go super like just like Y2K, like pinks and bright colors, and oh, I'm so excited to get there. We aren't there yet though. I might have to do Landon's room first. Ugh. Oh, well, we aren't doing Landon's room today because this ended up taking me far longer than I thought it would, like always. Here, we can do all their hairstyling stuff up here. Like, these are some towels for wrapping around their client's shoulders. And this is their box of hair cutting supplies. This is the box of hair that they... Ew. That is so gross. Even just joking about that, I'm like, ah. Like, I know there are like cultures and stuff that save their hair for things, but saving all of your clients' hairs as hairstyles sounds really gross. Kelly sleeps in the same room as Landon. Yes, poor girl has to sleep in the same room as Landon. But you know what? There's no way she isn't aware. She's just as bad as, not like just as bad as Landon, but it's like, Miss Girl, you know he's bad. Why are you still with him? You know what I mean? Like, she's not a good person either. But you can empathize with her for having to sleep in such a horribly designed room. If you're gonna stay. Kinda like this watch. Oh, wait, what if we had like posters here or something that could act like different hairstyles? Okay, the thing I'm thinking of is technically anatomy drawings, but I feel like if we just pretend, if we all pretend together that it's hairstyles that Raphael sketched out, or we do these. Look at these hairstyle posters. These signed, autographed hairstyle posters. Yeah. You could be like, which hairstyle do you want? I only do these three. I was thinking this. If we just pretend that it's not anatomy drawings and it's like hairstyles, but it doesn't look very good. I actually kind of don't hate this. Extensions, not hair. Oh, that's true. Oh, hang on, guys. I have to throw my gloves out the door. My mom's washing the clothes. I'm just about done streaming, but it's okay. Hang on, guys. Yay. Does this look weird? The the posters. If there was a fourth one, I feel like it would maybe look a little better, but there's only three. It's like, could you imagine another one here? But like a different person. Sigh. Everyone has the same hairstyle in the house because they only have these three pics. Do we like the three pics or does it look weird? Maybe it would look better if I did two on top and then one on the bottom. Ooh, no. No, it wouldn't actually. You like it? Okay. And you know what? Raphael's like not even that old, so it kind of makes sense that their room would be a little more like. But you like almost everything I build and decorate. Thank you, Viv. Everyone should be more like Viv and compliment me on everything I ever make ever. Anyways. feel like since Raphael's like not even like that old, I think it makes sense if some stuff is like kind of messier or like not quite, you know, whatever it is I'm trying to say. Clean, not so perfectly clean. Just another plant. That's why people should follow or subscribe. Exactly, Viv. Thank you for doing my marketing for me. Viv actually is my marketing team. There just needs to be something here. Line up my bath shelf. I love this towel shelf. It's just so great. And then I want to put a plant here. And I think I'm kind of hitting the point with this build where I think I've used a lot of the plants. So I'm gonna stop caring if I repeat any, because I don't want to care. So I'm not going to. Oh, okay, so Raphael has the same plant and the same mirror as over here, but it's fine. They just got 2 packs of them at Costco, like I said, and then they went, hey Raphael, you are the one who happens to be most recently moving in. Would you like some of these? Because we got them at Costco, so it came with more than one, so we can't use them all. And Raphael went, oh my god, I'm not going to say no to a free mirror and a free plant. That's the lore, okay? So now that there's lore, we don't need to, like, worry about it, you know? Is this too silly? If I made, like, a shorter plant, if I made the authority look like it had a smaller pot, but it was a really big... Okay. Looking like alfalfa over here from Little Rascals. Okay. These are the plants he's still cultivating, I guess. It was a 1+1 deal exactly. That's what Costco is known for. They're 2 packs of plants and mirrors. Everybody knows this. Even people who have never been to Costco before know this. It's just such common knowledge. What if I just like elevate these slightly? Maybe size them up just a smidge. Oh, that was a lot more than a smidge. I miscalculated. Wait, I didn't know how much I shrank them. Wait. Okay, like this. And then if I just... Oh boy. Wait, not like this. Wait, a little smaller. wait, no, that's the wrong tool. Scale 0.25. That fully might have been the size they just were, but I'm not gonna touch it anymore. That was scary. Okay. That was a close one. Okay, this looks a lot better now. I'm more tolerant of how it looks. This wall still looks very blank, but I might just live with it, honestly. Let me just walk in and we'll do a quick like look over, and then I'll probably end. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. Oh wait, sorry, I got character. I'm Raphael and I'm gay and I'm walking into my bedroom. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. I'm allowed to say that, guys, okay? So we'll go in here. Wow. What a gorgeous bed. What a gorgeous bed. This is the highlight of the room. In fact, most of the value of the house is actually within this bed. And then over here, oh wow, look at my cute little desk space with my hairdresser stuff, because I'm a hairdresser. Maybe I could raise those cacti up a bit more, but other than that, you never really look over here, because like everything's on this side, so just don't look over here. And if you do, you're like, wow. It's a wooden wall. Gorgeous. Do we think... no. I was gonna say, do you think maybe Raphael's a string light person? But I don't think that would quite fit here. Okay, well, that's that room done. Next week we'll start on this half. Why is my door glitching? Stop. I think I'm gonna save Kenzie's room for last, just because that's what I'm most excited for. So, oh wait, not next week. Just kidding. You're going to walk your dogs. The room looks amazing. Say hello to your dogs for me, and maybe send pics in the Discord. And if you too would like to be immune from my organ snatching, of which everyone is safe from today, although I do still have some organs to return, so some of y'all are not getting the memo. But if you too would like to be immune from the organ snatching, join the Discord like Viv. Okay. Anyways, depending on if there are people in chat or not next week, we'll do this room or this room. But next Saturday is going to be my second collab with Alice / at a fruity goth with underscores underscore fruity underscore goth, all lowercase. Okay. And so because for that, I'm gonna need everyone to let me know what your favorite way for a sim to die is. And that's all you need to know. I will see you all next Friday for Date Everything. And yeah, I think that's everything. Bye-bye. Oh, whoa. Bye.